We all love overpowered anime main characters, as they entertain us with their powerful special moves and combat. But the greatest thing, of course, to watch is when you take a main character who's weak, and as the anime progresses, you get surprised when finding out they have some sort of hidden power. Hence, when the main character awakens this hidden power, real shit's gonna happen. And today, we will show you the top 10 anime where the main character has a hidden ability. Before we begin, be sure to drop a like and subscribe down below for more anime top 10s, and without further ado, let's get right into the video. Starting off our list at number 10, Chrome-Shelled Regios. For certain reasons, the main protagonist, Leifon, seeks to keep others from finding out about his past. His power is hidden and not hidden. There are others who know about him and his abilities, but only one or two who get the gist of what he is in the city. Leifon Alsif is hoping for a fresh start in Academy City, a moving city in a post-apocalyptic world overrun with mutated beasts. Unfortunately for him, he catches the attention of Carrion Loss, the student council president, and Nina Antalk, a military arts student and captain of the 17th Military Arts Platoon, and both think he'll do great in helping them in the fight against the beasts. Though unwilling, Leifon joins them, all while trying to keep his past and unnaturally strong abilities under wraps. Moving on to number 9, a certain magical index. Talma has kept his great power a secret until it is suddenly needed. Tama Kamijo is a high school student in a world where certain people have been developing psychic abilities with the mysterious power to negate the supernatural abilities of others. He keeps the secret to himself until he meets a strange girl who is being hunted down by a dangerous organization. Kamijo is ready to do whatever it'll take to protect his new friend. Talma certainly qualifies as having a hidden power, but part of the reason this show fails to raise much on this video is how his power is so underrated. It seems limited to a single hand and lacks much depth or explanation as of yet to its origins, limits, or other uses. At times, you might feel it's implied that that's not all he has, but we never see much else from him power-wise. Number 8, the world is still beautiful. Nike, the 4th princess of the Principality of Rain, and one who holds the power to call forth the rain, travels to the Sun Kingdom to marry Sun King Livius for her country, despite her own reluctance. Yeah, it might not seem like it because everyone knows Nike has some magical powers, but the truth is her true power and nature is so well hidden that it is even hidden from her. Her family kept her in the dark and sealed her full powers, but even her fractional power is quite exceptional. Only a few in her family are even aware of her true powers. So yeah, it might not hit the hidden power concept fully, but it still does, because her full and true power is hidden even from herself, and her powers are somewhat hidden from people who meet her and fail to realize that she has it. Even after much of the nation learns she's the new queen to be, not all believe it or are surprised when she uses it. Number 7, the irregular at Magic High School. The full extent of Tatsuya's powers aren't recognized in his school. In a world where those who can use magic are prized, Tatsuya Shiba and his sister Miyuki Shiba are made to attend a magic high school. Things get interesting when the two are tested for magical aptitude, and Miyuki is declared a prodigy and Tatsuya a dud. Yet the truth is, Tatsuya is actually extremely powerful, but his abilities aren't recognized simply because of the school's standardized ranking system. Tatsuya has all the earmarks of just being a cool character who can remain calm and rational in some tricky situations, except when it comes to socializing. Then you get to see his lost puppy side. He has many layers that, as they are pulled away, will make you go, wow. And yet he's not only strong, but also a really interesting character. Up next at number 6, Nora, Rise of the Yokai Clan. Rakuro does not really know or show his powers. When anyone looks at him, they would only see an innocent young child, but he's far more than he seems. Rakuo hides the powerful yokai part of himself so that the humans in his life won't shun him. Rakuo Nura is half human and half yokai. For the longest time, he was close with the yokai in his clan, until he learned that his human classmates feared the yokai as monsters. This causes Rakuo to choose to live as a human only and hide the yokai part of himself. However, it's not easy for him to be normal when the world of the yokai is all around him. Later, it gets trickier to hide his secret from everyone as the story progresses. Moving on to number 5 with Shakugan no Shana. There are mysteries behind Yuji's savior and the parallel world he became a torch in. Yuji Sakai lived life as a normal high schooler, albeit in a world where beings that consume human essence dwell, and one day he's attacked by one of these murderous beings. He was saved just in the nick of time by a young girl with burning eyes and blazing hair. However, it may be too late for him as he discovers he has been turned into a mere scrap of soul, a torch. There are quite a lot of female-led anime shows in the market boasting about women empowerment and gender equality. While most shows feature men as protagonists, Shakugan no Shana tells the tale of a young girl who can kick ass and save the world, one swing of a sword at a time. Shana is characterized as the stereotypical woman warrior and at the same time exudes innocence and sophistication. She's also portrayed more of the story's heroine than an object of the male gaze, which, in my opinion, is a positive decision. Up next at number 4, 07 Ghost. Taito Klein is a former slave who attends the Barsberg Empire's military academy. Having no memory of his past and the power to wield a rare ability called Xiphon, Taito is constantly under the scrutiny of his peers, except for his best friend Mikage, the only person he connects with. When you start watching this, you may feel a bit confused or sense the story seems a bit reserved or even heavy, I guess, on religion. But soon enough, it takes off in twists and turns, with lots of intrigue and magical power, turning hairy situations into even wilder, more dangerous turns. Just when you think you know what the characters can do, you find there's another hidden layer. Technically, there's more than just one character with a hidden past and a set of skills. At number 3, we have Parasite. Shinji and Migi are one body, so to speak. They hide in plain sight and have formed a powerful alliance combining their skills and minds to become something unique and uniquely challenging to their enemies. He has to hide his ability to protect those around him and to hide from his very dangerous enemies. Many of his enemies are good at hiding in plain sight as well, so he's up for some serious challenges. He's not the only good guy character to have something hidden. It is not always well hidden, and often just passive uses can risk exposure. In truth, though, it is easier for him, his allies, and his enemies to hide from people than it is from each other. Now Shinichi will have to adapt to becoming a little more than human while he tries to survive the onslaught of the other bloodthirsty parasites who are roaming about. Moving on to number 2, happiness. On its surface, it's a simple love story with overtones of a traumatic past tragedy which pushed two would-be fated love interests apart. Yet just underneath, you are presented with a sweet, charming love story mixed with a little magic, which as you watch you will discover an ironic connection. The only real minus is that I wish they would have had at least another episode or two, because the ending could use a bit more of a sense of closure. It draws you in quite nicely, and though there is magic, it does not overtake the main theme since it really does focus a bit more on characters and the innocent love story. It has a good plot built up with plenty of little hidden secrets and minor mysteries along the way that for the most part culminate in a grandiose ending. It has some of the best, most level-headed and balanced characters I have seen in a while in any anime. Honestly, the show can be really funny at times, which is something that you don't often get with these life story drama type of anime, and there's just also a cool twist of magic tossed in. And finally, at number 1, is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Make note, the title is very deceptive, and the show itself will surprise you. Belle's grandfather often told him hero stories and tried to instill the same manly principles upon Belle as himself. To paraphrase his grandfather, be a hero, explore the dungeon, save a helpless female adventurer, and she will woo the hero. Or something to that effect. This is important because in the very first scene, Belle is trapped by a giant monster far more powerful than he is able to fare against. In a humorous and ironic twist that shapes the whole series, Belle is saved by a woman and falls in love with her. This is hilariously the complete reverse of what Belle's grandfather taught him, and from that point on, Belle develops a new power and stolid drive to catch up to the woman he loves so that she will see him at least as dating potential. There are a few wonderful and awe-inspiring moments that lure you deeper and deeper into this story.